My go-tos and things that I think are the best to have to hand to make good food are oregano, cumin seeds. You can get ground cumin. The only reason I like the seeds is I like that I can grind them myself, or I can use them as seeds, because in some salads I tend to use the seeds whole. Chili flakes, I use so many chili flakes, it's untrue. So dried chili flakes, pepper obviously, and this is cayenne pepper, or you can just have chili powder. If I were going to add to that at home, I'd say smoked paprika and turmeric are the others to add, and sea salt. I always have sea salt. My preference is sea salt. So that's where I'd start, and I'd say with those ingredients you can transform vegetables, chicken, fish. You can transform so many things so simply by having a few key ingredients in your cupboard.
This is a handy tip for peeling ginger. You just need a teaspoon and you rub the tip of the teaspoon down the edge of the ginger all over, and it takes away, carefully peels the ginger. If you use a knife to peel ginger, typically you lose a lot of the ginger that you end up cutting away with the peel. So this is a handy, simple, effective technique for peeling ginger. I'm going to show you now how to chop ginger finely. So keeping those fingertips out of the way, you're going to run the knife down your knuckle and we're going to get slices of ginger. Then we're going to take a stack of those slices and we're basically going to create little tiny sticks. So same technique as before, but this time we're creating little sticks. Line those little sticks up and you're going to create, as you chop down using exactly the same technique, you're going to get chops of ginger now. These are great if you like to taste your ginger, if you want like chunks of ginger, but if you want it to be a bit more fine, a little bit more delicate, then this rocking knife technique allows you, it's a really safe way to chop, fingers out of the way, back and forth over the top of the ginger, and this helps to get a fine chop. Next up, garlic. So to peel garlic easily, use the back of your knife, the heel of your palm, give it a good bash and it'll help to break the skin, which makes it really easy to peel. In this first example, we're showing you how to really finely slice garlic. I'm running the knife down my knuckles, keeping it nice and steady. When the garlic gets a bit unstable, I turn it onto its side and keep going. This is perfect for flavouring olive oil or lightly flavouring a dish with garlic. In the next example, I'm showing you how to crush garlic. So I've got a pestle and mortar, a little bit of salt, and that just helps to break the garlic down. You can use a garlic crusher or a bowl and a rolling pin. This is a mild way to flavour a sauce, like a pasta sauce with garlic. Finally, I'm showing you how to roughly chop garlic in the first instance. So we're just going for it, chopping it up in any old way. You can either leave it big or you can keep going. This rocking knife technique is a really safe way to chop. Fingers are out of the way and you can just keep going and going until you reach the consistency that you want. Preparing your garlic like this is a much more powerful garlic flavour, so I'd use this in something like a stir fry or certain curries. If you're looking to use raw garlic in something like a tzatziki, you're going to need to just take that harshness away, and to do that you just want to add a little bit of fresh lemon juice to the garlic first. So next we're going to look at preparing an onion. I'll quickly show you how to quickly peel your onion. Take the head of the onion off, turn the onion over to its flat surface and cut right through the centre. And once it's halved, it's going to be easy to remove the skin, and we're going to keep the root on because that's going to help us to control the onion as we're preparing it in a moment. So this is how to finely dice an onion. You're going to take the onion, put it on its flat surface, and you're going to do strips horizontally through the onion. You can do as many as you like. I'm doing quite a few here because I want a really fine dice. So you can see you've got layers to your onions. Put it back on its side and then we're going to slice vertically through the onion. You'll see the root is still intact, which is keeping the onion together. And then we're going to chop through. And as we chop, what's coming away is a finely diced onion. Get rid of the root at the end. So this is perfect at the bottom. It's like the base of sauces, this kind of dicing. Next, we're going to look at slicing an onion. So at this point, we're going to remove the root, and then we're just going to lengthways slice through the onion. And if you just use your knuckles as guidance, go nice and slow. You don't need to do this quickly. You can turn the onion on its side again if it gets a little bit wobbly. Take your time and you'll get a nice even slice. And then I'm going to use a red onion to show you how to just dice an onion without it needing to be a fine dice. So instead of doing the horizontal chopping, we're just going to do the vertical chopping, and then we're just going to take it down to the root, and we've got, it's a diced onion, but it's much more chunky than that first version. So that's 3 different ways to prepare an onion. So next we're going to look at preparing a pepper. So once you've sliced your pepper into quarters, you want to remove the pith. I slice my peppers into quarters because I think it's the easiest way to remove the pith, because you just simply run your knife around the stalk and then follow it along the pith. And it's nice and simple, and it gets rid of all the pith so that you're just left with the good stuff. So if you're preparing sticks of peppers, or perhaps you're wanting to make a fajita, run it down the length of the pepper like this. And then if you're finely dicing your pepper, do exactly the same as before. So this time though, you're going to line all those sticks together and then finely dice along the pepper's length, and just watch those fingers. And then this is just a larger dice, so we're going for much thicker slices and then much thicker chops. And you might use them for like a stir fry, a curry, and you can go even bigger again if you're going to use them to roast. So this is preparing a chilli. Very similar, you want to get rid of the pith, so run your knife along the stalk and then down the pith to remove it. Be careful not to remove the seeds unless you intend to. I tend to keep my stalk attached while I'm finely dicing my chilli, so cut lengths, and then the stalk just keeps it all together while you finely dice along. I do it this way just to try and keep the chilli off my fingers where I can. You don't want to be rubbing your eyes if you've been handling chilies, or God forbid going to the toilet, so just be mindful of that. Slicing a chilli, just nice. I always do mine on a diagonal and just run the length of the chilli. Next up is my tip for easy, like a midweek meal rice where you just want it to be perfect. So measure out your rice, give it a good rinse. So you want to rinse it under cold water for a good 2 minutes. You want to get rid of as much of the starch as possible. Then you're going to soak it in cold water for 10 minutes, drain it, pop it into a pan, and it's 1 part rice, 2 parts water. So as you can see, I used 1 of those cups of rice, so I'm using 2 cups of tap water. Put it onto the hob, and as it just starts to simmer, you're looking out for this bit now, and then you're going to cover a pan lid in a clean tea towel. You're going to turn the heat to the lowest it will go, and you are going to leave it, don't touch it, for the next 10 minutes. Let it do its thing, crack on with whatever else you've got to do. Then after 10 minutes you're going to remove it from the heat and just pop it aside for a further 2 minutes. Once that 2 minutes is up, remove the lid, and your rice should be perfect, fluffy, singular grains, steamed, cooked to perfection, and no draining. So that is my tip for rice that works every time.
So a couple of other things that I would say that would be like the things I keep in every week to bring our food to life, to make it exciting and tasty, is we have lemons, always unwaxed lemons in the house every single week. Always have a bunch of coriander and flat leaf parsley. Some weeks I'll have thyme and rosemary. I always try to buy fresh herbs. They taste better, they're more exciting to cook with. Garlic, we use an awful lot of garlic in this house. I whole roast garlics a lot and flavour pasta sauces and roasted vegetables with garlic, so we're a big garlic family. But onions, in my opinion, if you've got garlic and onions, lemons, some fresh herbs, you can bring a whole host of things along with the bits and bobs of spices that you collect over time. You can bring a whole host of things to life. I just had loads of leftover random bits of veg and I wanted to make something with it. I didn't want those things to end up in the bin. I wanted to bring them to life and make something that felt like an exciting thing to eat.
So you can find all of our recipes at familyfeed.co.uk. Each recipe has a recipe card. We have a jump to recipe card button, so you can skim straight to the good stuff. And every recipe is accompanied with a video tutorial showing you how to do it. And it's not as speedy as these ones have been because I've been trying hard to cram a lot into 30 minutes. You can also find us on Instagram. You can head to Instagram and find us at Family Feed Insta. We'd love it if you'd follow us, like and share our recipes. We post a new recipe every week and it would be amazing to get some new followers. But yeah, other than that, I just hope that you've enjoyed some of the recipes and tips and tricks from today. I hope it's been food for thought. If there's more things you'd like to learn in the future, please let us know. We'd love to put more content together. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye.